Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite our chief guest of the valedictory session, Shri Rahul Mehta, to kindly address or conclude with their remarks for this valedictory session.
I know what the general mood is at the end of a whole day's conference, so I'll make my comments brief. I must congratulate Team Soft, Team C20, Team G20 for the excellent concept and execution of yesterday's and today's program. I think it was a very enlightening sort of set of discussions. Some of the, I think three things impressed me in today's conference at least. Number one was that the groups who were asked to debate and discuss the various issues came up with very specific ideas and proposals. It was not restricted to very academic discussions and just general sort of directions, but they did come up with very actionable suggestions, and which I'm sure Dange Saab with his connect and reach will convey to the concerned authorities. And I'm sure also that the soft team which is preparing the summary of the entire set of proposals will do justice to the hard work which all of us, I'm including me because I was also a participant, what the groups have done. So congratulations to the groups for having come up with this. The second aspect which impressed me in today's conference was that most of the suggestions and most of the deliberations focused on what we as an industry should do and not just ask government, please give us this, please do this for us, please give that to us. Because typically in a conference like this, I always notice that the entire focus is on what more can we get from the government. Apart from the paucity or otherwise of funds, I think it is an approach which matters. The industry has to now stop leaning on the government for support. An industry which needs the government support to survive, I think there is something wrong somewhere within that industry. And I think we've got government support now for 75 years. It's time that we stood on our own feet. And I was happy to note that the suggestions which came up, of course, did have a few policy matters where the government needed to step in. But I think essentially were suggestions relating to actions which the industry should take. And lastly, I was extremely happy to see the prominence and the importance given to the actual artisans, because they are the ones who actually are the pillars of what this whole discussion is about. I'm also very, very happy to note that enough of or adequate attention was paid to the fact that we in India really don't need to learn from Europe and from the US about the heritage and about the processes of sustainability, because we've been doing this for thousands of years. I mean, just look at the slow fashion or longevity of fashion. I mean, when I got married, my mother gave a sari to my wife, which was given to her by my grandmother, and which I'm happy to say my wife has now given to my daughter-in-law. So it is a product which is continuing for 4 generations. Can you imagine even the best of Louis Philippe or Van Heusen shirt being handed down for 4 generations? So we don't need to learn anything. I think we need to teach the rest of the world what a sort of slow fashion is about, what extended use is about, and what lack of wastage is about. So thank you very much, Team Soft, for organizing this excellent conference. Thank you, participants, for your very enthusiastic and learned contribution and participation in this seminar and conference. Special word of thanks to our 2 experts, Dr. Tyagi and Manohar Saab, for the excellent guidelines that they set. They set the tone for the rest of the day and rest of the discussions. And of course, Mr. Dange for his extremely erudite and learned approach and concept. In fact, I did not realize, but he knew more about textiles than I did, and I have 50 years of experience in textiles. So that's a huge compliment, and hats off to you, sir, for your contribution. And of course, what language? Wow. I wish I could speak even 10% of the Hindi that you could speak, but that's a learning that I got. And Dev Saab, you are always guiding us. I wear several hats, so just now I'm talking as an advisory board member. You've always given us the kind of guidance and leadership that we require. And of course, the principal of SOFT, whom I very affectionately call Hitler, she has always proved to be the pillar of any event and any organization. I must share this with you, Dr. Hundekar, that one of my CMI colleague who's attended the first time any SOFT event, what he mentioned was that, Rahul bhai, what an amazing and efficient organization of the event. Contents and all apart, but even an organization of such an event plays a big role in how satisfied a participant goes back. And again, congratulations. Thank you very much.